mercy. Ain't no mercy.
Hello everyone, Jason Alea back here again, and today we're going to do a spoiler review for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It took a while for me to do this, and that's because I had a lot of personal stuff to do and a lot of work that I had just been trying to finish up. But I'm ready to talk about my spoilers for the Jurassic World film, so let's get into them. So I want to start off with the big one, which is the character of Macy, who's revealed during the middle of the movie to be a clone, and that kind of intrigued me, to be honest. I could understand that I could piss off some people. Not a lot of people are gonna like the idea of a clone-owned human, but to me, it just gave the possibilities whether the genetic technology that they've been playing with throughout the movies could be altered into many things, like humans. So that was pretty interesting to me, and I think that's what the new Jurassic World film will be going for in the next one. So I would like to see what they do with that, unless executed well. But I could understand why it could piss off some people. They like dinosaurs. And don't worry, there's enough dinosaurs in here, so that's good. Also, I want to say that the Indoraptor has some of the creepiest scenes of any dinosaur in a Jurassic Park film. And I think the one scene that kind of got me was when it's chasing down Macy down the hallway, and she's trying to cover herself in the little wall elevator, and it kind of reminded me of Lex trying to close the kitchen drawers to trick the raptors in the first Jurassic Park, and it was a good nod back to the movie, but what really got me is the hallway, how it is filmed, and J.A. Bayona's direction. It was amazing. You don't get introduced to the Indoraptor until halfway through the movie. That's when we get to Lockwood Manor. So it takes a little time to build up to that. To me, I would say that this is just a nitpick, that I felt like they could have built up the Indoraptor a little bit better. Build it up like they built up the Indominus in the last film. But I think they did a fine job. I think that they built up the Indominus in the last movie a little bit better. Or just that tension. Because basically, you get hints of the Indoraptor in the beginning, and then once the Lockwood Manor stuff starts, that's when we get into it. The Indominus, it was the plot of the movie, and that is what it really focused on. And after thinking about it, I still love the movie, but it felt like one of the few rushed plots. So while I will say that it is still better pace to get to one area to another, it still felt better pace than what the Lost World did to Isla Sorna to San Diego, but still had a few minor issues. Another thing that I like to talk about is Blue. And now that she has kind of been shot almost to death, the characters had to find a way to get her enough blood because she's bleeding profusely. So they go to the T-Rex after it's been captured to basically get its blood, or her blood, and give it to Blue. Now, Blue is a part T-Rex now. I wonder what they're gonna do with that, cause that seemed like a good idea for the next movie. And I hope that when we see Blue again, which we will, she's still alive, they could dive deep into more of the last living raptor and give her more of a bigger story than what they did here, which she is given a lot to do more here than in Jurassic World. So there's a lot of interesting stuff here that I really want to see happen in future movies. And I really like it when when the Jurassic Park movies add something new to the table that pretty risky, that some people might like and some people might not like. It might be a little bit weird. To me, at least, it's not too far-fetched, in my opinion. And in my opinion, I welcome it. And I kind of like the new ideas they give. The final act was tense fuel, with the Indoraptor climbing on the glass ceiling of the Lockwood Manor trying to get the characters. It was amazing. The whole Lockwood Manor scene with the Indoraptor and Chris Pratt, Claire, and Macy, it was intense. The direction here is phenomenal. When the Indoraptor is just toe tapping everywhere, the sound effects were top notch and the special effects were great. The atmosphere and the cinematography was beautiful. This is a well shot movie. It gave some of the scariest scenes in the Jurassic Park franchise. And especially when the Indoraptor dies, that was some pretty good shit. I loved it. When Blue leapt on the Indoraptor and it fell down and got self-stabbed from the Triceratops skull from the horns, it was beautiful. And Blue gave out her roar, kind of like the Indominus and well, not to really Indominus, the Raptors and Rexy from the first movie. I think it was a callback to that first movie, but except replace the T-Rex with a raptor. So yeah. So let's get into the Isla Nublar stuff. So the characters wants to go to Isla Nublar to save the dinosaurs, and they were lied to because the dinosaurs will be taken to, we're actually going to be taken to Lockwood Manor to be sold off to a bunch of people who are going to bid the dinosaur for money. So the whole Isla Nublar stuff is the most Jurassic Park you're going to get. And oh my god, I had to talk about the Brachiosaurus scene. When I saw that scene for the first time, that made me cry. The Brachiosaur leaping on his hind legs and doing that same animation that I did in the first movie with it grabbing the trees. It was sad. I actually cried. And it's been confirmed that that is the same Brachiosaurus from the first movie. Jay Biona, are you trying to make me cry? Because if you are, it's working right now. And that scene is just gonna be stuck in me for a while, and it has been. And it has been for a lot of you guys, and in my opinion, it's probably the most emotional scene out of the entire franchise, because you're not only saying goodbye to the dinosaur that welcomed you to Isla Nublar in the first movie, you're saying goodbye to Isla Nublar forever, because now it's gone. The original Jurassic Park bit the dust. And that was sad. The direction that Jay Biona gave, oh my god, it was beautiful. That scene's gonna be stuck in me for a while. Now, Jeff Goldblum is against the whole dinosaur protection group, and he doesn't agree with saving the dinosaurs because of the events from the first and second movie. You're not gonna understand that, and you don't get much of him. Here, you get a bit of him in the courtroom in the beginning of the movie, then you get a bit of him at the end of the movie. And I can understand why, because they're trying to set up what's going to happen if people did interfere with the dinosaurs. They're trying to save them. And I liked it. I will say the only problem I had is that I obviously agree with Malcolm, but I wasn't behind the characters well enough to get into the plot and see their point of view on what should happen, and we'll see what consequences they will face at the end of the film. And at the end of the film, when they had to face the consequence, the choice to let the dinosaurs go or let them die in Lockwood Manor, it was a hard choice for Claire, because if she presses that button, dinosaurs are going to be roaming the earth now. And Ian Malcolm would be right. She makes the choice not to because she learned her lesson now. But Macy did it because she sees these dinosaurs like her. They're clone like her. And I understand why she pressed the button. Though the dialogue, I would say it didn't need to be there. But I do understand why she might think the way that she should let the dinosaurs go. And I think it was a good choice to make her press the button. And I am interested to see where the Jurassic Park theories will go to in the third movie with dinosaurs roaming the planet. And I am all up for it. It's something new and exciting. And the last thing I want to talk about is the way the movie starts, with the T-Rex coming in from the bushes and the lightning showcasing in its presence and the build-up of suspense. Jay Bayona directed one of the best openings for a movie I have seen in a long time. It's well directed, well shot. The camera moves along the character of random guy who's going to be in by dinosaur number 50. But I loved it. The intensity, the music, Michael Giacchino's score throughout the whole film is great. And the atmosphere and cinematography, it is amazing. I think it topped the opening of any Jurassic Park film, actually. I think this is my favorite opening because it was intense. I haven't seen an opening like this for any of the Jurassic Park films in a while. And I was happy for it because it got me instantly hooked into the movie, and I loved it. Especially when the Mosasaur comes up and eat the guy. And the Tyrannosaur trying to take the helicopter down with the guy. It reminded me of a deleted scene from one of the Jurassic Park films, and I think that's where this scene took inspiration from. And I would look at. I'm glad that they utilized that scene in the movies, and I loved it. It is well directed. It didn't feel forced in. Nothing felt out of place. The CGI especially is amazing. I think this is some of the best special effects in the Jurassic Park film. I think it is a little behind The Lost World. I think they are a tad bit better. But the special effects here in the film, top notch. So these are my spoiler-filled thoughts. I did like a few stuff. The villains in my previous review, the spoiler-free review, where you could find it in my channel right now. It's up. I will say that they're set up fine, but their development at the end is really bland, and I just did not care for them. Sure, we got villains like that in the past movies, but if something keeps going on like this, it gets tiring, and I want something else. If they're gonna have a human villain character in the next film, I want them to be relatable. I understand what they're doing, and basically probably get behind them, because I'm tired with these dull human villains in the Jurassic Park franchise, and I just want a villain that I could care about. Though the dinosaur villains are pretty cool, but then again, they're dinosaurs and they're gonna eat people. and overall, I still love the film, despite a few callbacks that felt too hammered in, like the T-Rex roaring doing the exact animation from the first. To me, that felt hammered in, but there are other times where it's okay. Just at other times, it just really felt like on the nose, and I wish that they could stop do that. But overall, after thinking about it, it did have a few nitpicky problems. But overall, I still will say I still give it the same grade. But I do understand why some people may not like this. And I do notice a few more flaws after thinking about it now. But overall, I still love the film. Let me know what you guys think. Do you love Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom despite its flaws? Or do you really hate it despite its positives? Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts on the film. And I guess that's it. We are done. I'll probably get a spoiler review of Avengers Infinity War soon and Ready Player One. But these spoiler reviews always tend to be very long. Like this one, I am like 16 minutes and 20 seconds in. But I'm going to try and do my best to keep up with these spoiler reviews because I say I'm going to do them, but sometimes I won't do them. So I'm really sorry about that. But but take it with a grain of salt. I might do spoiler review of those films, but you know, that might not happen. You guys probably will not care, but I'll see what I can do about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'm glad you stuck with me, and I can't wait to see Jurassic World 3, whatever it's going to be called. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.
The flame. I torture you. I'm a slave.